You know, folks, I've talked about this before, but I talked about it when I talked about Disney doing their own cinematic universe. I talked about it as well as saying that Disney could also do their own direct-to-video original animated films based on a lot of the Disney afternoon shows, and maybe even some of the one Saturday morning shows. But I think I briefly talked about this, maybe I talked about it somewhat more so, that with the fact that in who knows what year or so it'll be released, that we are getting a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, a live-action CGI hybrid, much to some people's displeasure. The question, I think, gets arised, if you will, is how do you really build up to something like this? Now I know that there is no doubt in my mind that either at the New York Comic Con or next year down the line at E3 or San Diego, that, or even before that, maybe even doing New Year's in the Super Bowl, who knows, that we're going to get some kind of glimpse of what the movie's going to be. We're going to see what the animation's going to look like. We're going to see who might be involved as live action actors, so forth. And I apologize for the bird in the background. But there's always one other option out there. Hold on for a second. I had to shut the door, the bird gets a little noisy. But like I said, there's always one option out there that kind of, you know, like I said, I talked about Disney and what they could do to promote some of their Disney afternoon shows, especially with the rumor that they're going to be doing a Rescue Ranger movie down the line. But I thought about this, and I think I mentioned it before, like I said, in another video. But I think honestly, if you're going to hype up a Sonic movie, especially one that's going to be released, and maybe even be talked about, given a teaser trailer and trailer during the 25th anniversary of the franchise next year, I think the best way for Sega, if they care about the fans, and they truly stand by what they said in that letter, like I mentioned in the previous video, where I basically said, you know, it's kind of ironic that they're apologizing to the fans now, you know, due to this whole financial situation. And I thought to myself, what better way could Sega really prove that they are truly sorry to the fans? What way could they do this? And I thought about it. And you know, you got a ton of CGI animation studios. You got the CGI animation studio right now that's working on Sonic, that's worked on Sonic Boom, probably done the cutscenes for the Sonic Boom games. You got Sega themselves, along with whatever animation studio they get a hold of to do the cutscenes, theatrical cinematic cutscenes for those Sonic games in the past. You know, you got people like Archie Need, who does CGI cover art, fantastic CGI cover art for the Archie comics at times. And I always think to myself, you know what better way for Sega to truly show that they're sorry and really hype up this movie along with Sony's help than to do some direct-to-video original animated films. And you know, you don't even have to have Sony be the distributor. You could have someone like you could have someone like N-Circle or Discotheque or whoever's going to distribute the Sonic Boom DVDs and Blu-rays down the line. You could have Sony, maybe even through the direct-to-video thing, distribute and help along the way and create some original direct-to-video animated films. You know, it's like I said when I sat on this chair here, I said that Disney should take a page out of DC's book and do some direct-to-video animated films, and I think the same thing could be done with Sonic, especially if you want to hype up to a movie. And I think, honestly, that's what they should do. Now, you can make the movie its own thing if you want to. You can involve just the game characters and all that, or maybe even surprise people and have not just the game characters, but have the SatAM comic cast as well. But when I look at the possibilities of what they could do, I think taking a page out of DC's playbook and going with it, and doing direct-to-video animated films to help build to the anticipation of this movie would be fantastic. I mean, you can even throw in little sneak peeks here and there of how the movie's progressing. Maybe throw in a new teaser that's exclusive to the Blu-ray DVD release and nowhere else, to kind of get people hyped up for it. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, Brian, that sounds all good and everything, but what kind of movies could they do? What could they adapt? Because obviously that's what they're doing over Warner Brothers and DC is doing over there in their departments. And that's a good question. But you see, it doesn't necessarily always have to be something adapted. As Justice League Gods and Monsters have proven to us, it can be original and all new original ideas, totally non-adaptable, and people will like it. So the only question is, what could be adapted? The question is, what could be original? Well, I think I look at it this way. There are some stories that they could adapt that some might say is a little off limits due to the characters involved. But you can always work around that. There's Endgame, which I think some people would like to see. There's Iron Dominion, which would probably be a good choice. You could do an adaptation of the comic book adaptation of Sonic Adventure, and people would get a kick out of that. You can even do some of the recent stories. You could do Countdown to Chaos, kind of bring people up to speed. Maybe do what Warner Brothers and DC did for the Justice League Gods and Monsters movie. Do little webisodes, if you will, kind of little webisodes, if you will, kind of chronicling how things are going. Kind of keep people up to speed, so that when we get to Countdown to Chaos, people will be up to speed and they'll be ready to go and watch the movie. You can even do one if Capcom wants to throw their hat in there. Do an adaptation of Worlds Collide. Maybe even do an adaptation of the not so good follow-up in the eyes of some, Worlds Unite. There you go. You got your options right there. You could do anything here. You could do an adaptation, maybe of the Archie Comics adaptation leading into the Werehog saga. You could do stuff like that. You could do an adaptation of Spark of Life. And people will like it. Like I said, Endgame's a good choice. Things like that. You can do an adaptation, somewhat of a story arc that led into issue 75 of Sonic the Hedgehog. Things like, the options are there. They really are. And to me, these are things that I believe they can do and they will enjoy. You can do adaptations of all the Genesis waves if you want to. Do the first Genesis wave adaptation. There you go. If you get my drift. There you would go. Right there. Perfect. You could do a reimagining, and I know this might sound crazy. You can do a reimagining of the final 4 episodes of Sonic SatAM and do an actual Doomsday Project movie. All new animation and all that. It would look great. You have the option there. All you have to do is capitalize on it. And if I'm Sega, and I'm truly sorry, and I want to show my true sincerity to the fans, I would do this. I would work with Sony or with whoever to help distribute and make this happen so that we can hype people up for the live-action movie, for the live-action CGI movie coming in the next few years. Presumably. I would do that. I mean, the adaptations are there, the ideas are there. And like I said, you could do original stuff as well. You could. I mean, you open the door here, and you could do movies that focus solely on characters like, say, Sally, or Knuckles, or Blaze, or Silver. Heck, you've done a couple of Silver ones. Like, you got the Silver Age story arc coming up. You could do something like that. You could adapt that. You know, there's a story arc called The Secret Freedom Fighters. Switch some of the characters around if you have to. Involve Silver. There you go. Perfect. You could do the whole Mecha Sally arc. Kind of condense it as best you can. It would work. You know, like I said, it would actually work. You can, you could do all sorts of things. You really could. You could do an adaptation of Sonic the Fighters, the Archie Comics adaptation, which sounds good. I mean, the possibilities are there. All you have to do is grasp it and take advantage of it. And if I was you, Sega, I would do that. I would do that. If you're truly sincere to the fans and truly apologetic, you would help make this happen. You would allow whoever you could work with, who's at Sony and the Sony Pictures Animation, or whoever, make this happen. I guarantee you it will. If you have to work with a 2D animation source that's just as good as what you see with Warner Bros. Does with the DC stuff, go with them. And I guarantee you people will buy this stuff. They will buy it because the fan base is still strong. It truly is. It truly is still strong. I mean, like I said, the adaptations are there. You could do the adaptation of, what is it, 198 to 200, if you will. You could do the Iron Dominion. You could do Journey to the East to tie in with it. You could do all that, and the fans would love it. They would. There is no denying that, and I think you need to capitalize on it. I think you truly do. But to me, just like I said with Disney, I'm going to say in the titles here, below or above, depending on how you see this video, I truly think Sega and Sonic Team and Archie, they need to take a page out of DC's book and do this. They need to make this happen. Sony should be involved in it as well, because if they're distributing the movie to the Sony Pictures Animation or whoever's working with them, they need to make it happen as well. They really do. I mean, I don't think we can deny that any longer. This has to be done. The story arcs are there. Take a look at a lot of the graphic novels that have been released, Sega, by Archie Comics. And these are all based on story arcs, and you have a solution right there. You have your answer right there. So, to me, I think Sega, Sony, and Archie, and even Sonic Team, mostly Sega and Sony, need to take it, mostly Sega, Sony, and Archie Comics, need to take a page out of DC's playbook and run with this. Go with it and try it. Guarantee you won't be disappointed. Some of the story arcs that are out there are just waiting to be adapted. I mean, you have several Sonic Universe ones that can be adapted very well. There's no doubt. Especially, you got a huge Shadow fan base out there. There's several that you've done with Shadow. Same with Knuckles. So, that's all I'm going to say though. I truly think it should be done. Sony, Sega, Archie, the ball's in your court. Fans, anybody that's watching this, listening to me, let them know that they need to do this if they want to hype up and get our anticipation built for that live-action CGI Sonic movie coming soon. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if there's any other stories from Archie Comics and the Sonic the Hedgehog comics that you think could be adapted. And I'm out.